East Hampton Village Zoning Board of Appeals. We are live and being recorded.
Thank you. Welcome to the Village of East Hampton Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Friday, January 13th. We have the minutes from December 9th, 2022. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we have several determinations today. I'll read a few. I'm going to let Jimmy read a few. We have two determinations that are not, haven't been prepared yet. Hampton Residency LLC will be issued February 10th. And we also have 33 GB LLC determination to be issued February 10th. In the application of Andrew and Alyssa Klein, 177 Main Street, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-8-2-23 to construct a patio, pergola, walkway, and an AC condenser unit is denied. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Pam, can you poll the board, please?
Mr. McGurk,
No?
Mr. McMullen,
No.
Mr. O'Connell,
No.
Mr. Rose,
We're voting to
deny.
deny. So is that a yes or no?
It's a yes to the way it's written, but it's denied.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mr. Rose,
yes, I approve denying the application.
Thank you.
Mr. Barris,
As well approve to deny the application.
Thanks, Andy.
got it.
Okay. In the application of Trumhas 1 and 2 LLC, 75 and 69 West End Road, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-15-5-11.1 and 10 to clear land and install a gravel driveway, modify and previously issued permit granted by the ZBA, revegetate land and construct a parking area is approved. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second, please.
Second.
Pam, can you poll the board?
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Rose,
Yes.
Mr. Barris,
Yes,
Okay, in the application of Gales Beach House LLC, 24 Two Mile Hollow Road, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-10-1-30.1 to legalize AC condenser units is approved. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Pam, please poll the board.
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Rose,
Yes.
Mr. Barris,
yes,
And I'll do the one more here, Jimmy. In the application of Eric and Lori Blatstein, 211 Lily Pond Lane, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-15-4-12 to construct a detached garage is approved. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
second,
Pam, please poll the board.
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Rose,
No.
Mr. Barris,
yes,
Thank you. Go ahead, Jim.
In the application of Bucks Property LLC, 29 Doomere Lane, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-9-4-3 to legalize a putting green, fencing, patios, and a water feature is approved. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Pam, can you pull the board?
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Rose,
Yes.
Mr. Barris,
yes,
In application of 26 West End Road LLC, 26 West End Road, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-15-3-7.1 to construct two accessory structures, art sculptures is approved. May I have a motion? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
second,
And can you pull the board?
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
No.
Mr. Rose,
Yes.
Mr. Barris,
yes,
In the application of Little Plain Homeowners Association, Inc., 186 Lily Pond Lane, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-12-7-14 to remove Phragmites is approved. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Pam, can you pull the board?
Mr. McGurk,
Yes.
Mr. McMullen,
Yes.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Mr. Rose,
Yes.
Mr. Barris,
yes,
Thanks, Jimmy. Applications have been withdrawn. Lisa and Gary Seff, 43 Mill Hill Lane. Request for adjournment, the Rosary LLC, 146 Main Street, February 10th, 2023. We have the continued hearing now of the Hunting Hospitality LLC, 94 Main Street. And Lisa, I think we're going to renotice this one and going to have our new village attorney, Lisa Perillo.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it's going to be renoticed. A new hearing date will be set to more accurately reflect completely the relief requested.
Joe couldn't hear you, Lisa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good morning, everyone. Yes, we're going to be renoticing it and a new hearing date set to more accurately reflect the relief requested.
Thank you. So we'll continue that hearing, or we'll have to renotice it and then reschedule the hearing. We have 3 hearings for today. We're going to hear them a little backwards here. We're going to hear the second one first. Pam, can you please read the notice?
Application of Article 4th B, Trust care of Candace Phillips, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 3014720 for area variances from Chapter 278 zoning to construct additions to an existing residence and construct a hot tub. A 117 square foot gross floor area variance is requested from Section 278-3813 to construct additions and permit a residence to contain 6,188 square feet of gross floor area. The maximum permitted gross floor area permitted by zoning is 5,084 square feet. The existing residence contains 6,071 square feet of gross floor area, and a prior zoning board of appeals determination permitted 6,095.4 square feet of gross floor area. A 12.2 foot variance is required from Section 278-385C to construct a hot tub 27.8 feet from the rear yard lot line, where the required setback is 40 feet. The subject property is 40,842 square feet in area and is located at 12 Egypt Close in Residence District R80. This project is classified as a type 2 action in accordance with SECRA.
Good morning. Is the applicant present?
No?
No. How would you like to handle
Who's
this?
the,
The attorney.
Thought it's gone second, so we.
so let's go on to the next.
We'll go on to the next hearing and then
Circle back.
circle back. So we're going to do the last hearing now and then.
Application of Philip Shuttleworth and Paula Maria Harvey, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 3014771 for area variances from Chapter 278 zoning to construct additions to an existing residence and convert a 3rd-story attic into habitable stairs, Trevor.
I know.
Watching that TV.
Good morning, Trevor. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Good morning. Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Catch my breath.
Breath.
Coming Darrell PLLC on behalf of the applicant Candy Phillips. As I just heard,
So we're back to hearing now.
Egypt Close.
Well, Egypt.
Yes.
Yes. So I just heard the communication about hunting having to be renoticed. And I had possibly the same question on this one. I don't think so, but it's possible. So I don't know that the board or Billy saw in my application, we had amended to seek only 58.5 square feet as opposed to the 117. So I have.
We have to renotice because of
So the hearing reflects more GFA.
More, yes.
No,
That's good. That's a positive.
On the last page,
Can you give one to Lisa?
is a copy of the
Can
survey.
you give one to Lisa, Trev?
Thank you.
See, I did a red line.
Thanks.
So when we had first submitted the application for the building permit, the applicant was seeking to sort of bump out the wall to what's the existing further outside wall. After the denial letter, we met. And she's actually looking to seek the least amount of variance that would be needed, which would be going to the lesser wall. So it cuts the shelf going from a 5-foot bump out to a 2.5-foot bump out to seek only 58
Square feet.
and a half square feet variance. Because she understands that this property is already pre-existing non-conforming and has already had relief granted by this board previously. So to backtrack, Ms. Phillips bought this property and closed in 2021. It wasn't until she had a chance to actually live in it and she realized that she's a 75-year-old woman. The backyard is to the rear of the property. There's no door to the backyard. When this house was built, they put doors on each end, so the north and south, but nothing on the west, which is the rear yard. There's currently a bay window, which is kind of a weird breakup of that wall. So the hope is that she removes the bay window, straightens out the wall at the lesser amount, puts in a slider, which gives her immediate ingress and egress from what is actually the library inside the structure to the exterior rear yard.
Board members, any comment on the
That's it.
58.5 square feet? No.
I'm happy to resubmit the surveyor. Yeah, that's my error where the survey was based on the original application for the building permit. And I didn't have it amended to mirror the variance application.
Okay. I don't think any,
this at all.
The hot tub is Still the hot tub issue? or-
yeah. the
Yeah, we
hot-
still have the hot tub, but I wanted to sort of deal with the GFA first. The hot tub variance, I also attached pictures of the pool area for those who weren't able to go to the property. And it's a narrow pool. And again, when this property was designed, they put the pool on the northern side of the house, which is nearest the neighbor on that side. And the proposed hot tub is just on the end of the pool rather than not going towards the neighbors any further, but towards the rear yard technically. But based on the existing location, it does require relief from this board. I did attach 2 photos, which show sort of the neighbors' properties when we're talking about the hot tub area. One is the neighbor to the north, and it's their generator. And then the neighbor to would be the west. It's a trampoline. So I don't know that we'd be impacting the neighbors with this hot tub.
Do we have any objections from the neighbors? Anything in the file? I don't think we.
I haven't received
We
anything.
haven't, I don't think we have.
No.
And Trevor, did you reach out to any of the neighbors or?
I did not know.
Okay.
I have one question
Sure.
regarding the pool equipment and this new hot tub. Is the pool equipment in the basement of the house or is it's not depicted on the survey? I mean, there's a bin and then there's a generator, a barbecue and play patio, but I don't see where and it might be in the basement, I'm not sure, or in the garage.
I don't
wanna
know
make
the
sure.
answer to that. I didn't, now that you mention it, I didn't see it out there in the yard either.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either. And I was just wondering if it's inside, is the spa
would have to
mechanics
be-
going in the same location as the pool or working off the pool? And if so.
I would have to defer to the pool contractor on that but the relief is not seeking.
And you're going to have a new survey, but we're not going to close this hearing. That's what I'm getting from
Sure.
you. We're going to get the new survey
I'll
with
amend it.
everything on it. And then if this pool equipment's there, we'll see the pool equipment.
Yes, so there's no requested relief for pool equipment.
Great.
That I can tell you.
Thank you.
Great. Any board members have any questions for Trevor?
Now that I got my heartbeat back
I know.
on.
Yeah, you okay?
Going down's easier than coming up, so. Thank you. We'll
Okay.
keep it open till the next hearing.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Pam?
Application of Philip Shuttleworth and Paula Maria Harvey, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 301-477.1 for area variances from Chapter 278 zoning to construct additions to an existing residence and convert a third-story attic into habitable space. A variance is required from Section 278 2B1 to permit alterations in the conversion of a third-story attic into habitable space when a single-family residence is limited to 2 stories. A 3.8-foot variance is requested from Section 278-385B to construct an addition 20.2 feet from a side yard lot line where the required setback is 24 feet. The subject property is 27,764 square feet in area and is located at 72 Panago Road in Residence District R20 and the Hook Historic District. This project is classified as a type 2 action in accordance with SECRA and requires approval of the Village Design Review Board.
Is the applicant present? Just for the file, I think we've got a letter of support from the neighbors directly to the right of the house, if you're looking at it.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Shannon McCaffrey from Dewey's Planning.
Can you say your name again?
Shannon McCaffrey.
Shannon.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Do I have to be sworn in? Okay.
Please state raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Shannon McCaffrey, 265 Accabonac Road, East Hampton, New York, 11937.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Shannon.
All right. We're here today requesting 2 variances for 72 Panago Road. Philip Shuttleworth and Paula Harvey have owned the property since 2009. The property is pre-existing, non-conforming to current side yard setbacks requirements and has a partially finished 3rd floor. The first variance requested is to allow for a 187 square foot 2nd-story addition to be 20.2 feet from the side yard, where 24 feet is required. The second variance requested is to allow for the construction of dormers to expand the habitable living space on the 3rd floor. There is a legal rec room and exercise office room on the 3rd floor. The dormers are proposed to increase the head height and expand the habitable floor area on this floor. The dormers will be fitted with proper egress and the required sprinkler system will be installed. The proposal will not create an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood. The addition is over the current 1st floor and will not encroach any further into the side yard than the existing dwelling. The dormers face the rear yard and will not create any visible changes to the public view as well. The goals of the applicant cannot be achieved by any method other than seeking these variances. The addition is proposed in this location because it's the least invasive to the existing dwelling. If an addition was proposed in another location, it would require extensive interior renovations and foundation work. Also, a larger addition would need to be built to achieve the same square footage that will be on the 3rd floor. This would create a greater change to the property and create financial hardship for the applicant. These variances are not substantial and represent only a 15.8% reduction in the required setback while maintaining the existing setback of the dwelling. Finished space is also presently existing on the 3rd floor. The proposal will also not have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental condition in the neighborhood. This is a small residential addition with no change to the footprint. The home will remain a single-family residence and will not intensify the present use. This was not a self-created hardship since this property is pre-existing, non-conforming to the side yard setback and has finished space on the 3rd floor of the attic. The grant of these variances will allow for the applicant to be able to have room for their family, and the addition of proper egress and sprinkle system will increase the safety of the house.
Thanks, Shannon. Anybody in the audience have here for this application? Any board members have any questions?
As
Mr.
per our,
Rose?
In practice, we're referring this to comment to the Preservation Committee to see if they require the vote.
Yes, there was also a DRB
You have to go to the DRB.
application
No, I understand.
back in 2018 for the addition that was originally approved, but the project was never fully seen through.
So can you just explain that? So the same project
The same, it was the second story addition only. The dormers weren't included until later on. But the addition does have an old DRB approval. We've resubmitted for the total project.
Just would request that prior to our vote, we hear if there's comments from the Preservation Committee. That we receive
Historic
them.
Preservation
Historic-
Committee.
Historic Preservation Committee. of the
Committee,
village,
right.
That we referred for you to them prior to our.
Okay.
That's what the board wants to do. Okay.
Can we engage them
Events, yeah.
in,
Timely manner.
timely manner? So this,
Right.
is any,
The idea is not to delay, but to the
Yeah.
extent that there are comments on the land use.
is there any other questions here on the board? Okay. I don't think anybody has a problem with this, Shannon. I think that we have to bring it to we have a historic preservation committee in the village, and we're going to get some of their comments. And then we'll come back and we'll close do we close the hearing now?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
we'll leave the hearing open.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much for your time.
So we're in the last hearing of the day. I believe three of us have a conflict of interest. We've been either notified on this because we own property, or Jimmy has a conflict of interest on this also. So three of us are gonna scoot. Thank you all.
Make sure you come back.
Now we can cause some real trouble.
Yeah, let's clear this up.
Here. Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
It doesn't look like he's here.
Right. Yep.
Now the trouble can really start. So
Anarchy.
we'll keep them. Leave the room before the hearing
I'll read the notice.
Yes, please read the notice.
Application of John Franco and Serby Diatis, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 301-1112 for variances from Chapter 278 zoning to construct a new single-family residence, detached garage, swimming pool, and accessory improvements. A 181 square foot variance is required from Section 278-3A9 to permit 3,817 square feet of coverage, where the maximum permitted coverage is 3,636 square feet. A 319 square foot variance is required from Section 278-3A13A to permit construction of a residence containing 2,887 square feet of gross floor area, where the maximum permitted gross floor area is 2,568 square feet. Two variances of 15 feet each are required from Section 278-3A5C to permit the construction of swimming pool equipment located 5 feet from a rear yard lot line and 5 feet from a side yard lot line, where the required setbacks are 20 feet. Variances of 1.5 feet and 1 foot are required from Section 278-3A5A to permit construction of a detached garage located 33.5 feet from the front yard lot line, and for construction of an AC condenser unit located 34 feet from the front yard lot line, where the required setbacks are 35 feet. Two 4-foot variances and a 5.2-foot variance are required from Section 278-3A3A to construct 2 window wells 26 feet from the front yard lot line and an entry portico 24.8 feet from the front yard lot line, where the required setbacks are 30 feet. A 0.7-foot variance is required from Section 278-3A4A to permit the construction of a residence located 21.3 feet from a side yard lot line, where the required setback is 22 feet. A 2-foot variance is required from Section 278-3B2A to permit a residence to contain a height of 32 feet, where the maximum permitted height is 30 feet. The subject property is 15,679 square feet in area and is located at 16 Gould Street in Residence District R40. This project is classified as a type 2 action in accordance with SECR.
Councilor Herman?
I do. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Sorry. Esteban Lopez, 210 South Haven Avenue, Medford, New York, 11763.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Esteban Lopez, and I work for the design firm Archiconic, office located in Medford, New York, 11763. I'm the agent representing Gianfranco and Serbi Diatis on the project located in 16 Gold, East Hampton, section tax map 301-1-1-12. The project is a complete tear down for a new dwelling. The demo permit has already been issued and the demo has already commenced. We are here in front of the board in order to get a variance for the following items. We are seeking a 181 square foot variance relief for the lot coverage, where the maximum allowed is 3,636 square feet, and the proposed is 3,817 square feet. The area in question in which we are exceeding is the proposed patio in between the rear of the house and the pool, which is about 187 square feet. The other variance we are requesting relief for is 319 square feet for the GFA, where the maximum allowed is 2,568 square feet, and the proposed is 2,887 square feet. The main reason why this area has exceeded the permitted guidelines is to accommodate an elevator and a comfortably spaced bedroom in the main floor, so it may be accessible for the owner's elderly family member. We contend that this minor requirement does not have a substantial impact on the surrounding neighborhood characteristics, and we hope that the board takes that into consideration for the safety of an elderly person. The next variance relief is for the pool equipment pad of 15 feet from the rear yard and side yard, where the minimum allowed is 20 feet. We are proposing 5 feet since the front dwelling setback dictates where the house should be located. This has resulted in a very small rear backyard, and by positioning the pool pad 20 feet from each lot line as required, it will fall in the middle of the backyard where it was planned to be designated for the kids' play area. The next variance we are requesting is 1'6" relief from the front setback of the garage location, detached garage location, where the minimum requirement is 35 feet. We're proposing 33'6". The reason for this is that the septic system has been positioned in the rear of the garage, and we are leaving some space, so it's not 5 foot minimum required, but 6'6". This way we have enough space to work around as suggested by the septic system installer. The next front yard relief we are requesting is for a window well in the front and the front portico, where the minimum requirement is 30 feet and the proposed portico is 24.8 feet, and the window well is 26 feet. The relief is only 4 foot and 5.2 feet, and this is mainly done so the front portico posts and the adjacent window well align, since the minimum window well size needs to be 3 feet, as this window will allow us to meet the light and ventilation calculation required for the basement. Another relief of 0.7 feet is being requested for the side yard setback to the location of the elevator, where the minimum setback is 22 feet. We are requesting 21.3 feet. These are custom elevators that are required to be a certain dimension in order for the cab to fit. So this is where the layout requires it to be positioned. The next relief is for the height. Although the ridge of the house is not exceeding the 30 feet, we are showing the elevator walls at 32 feet tall. This is just to mimic the elevator to look like a chimney from the outside, so it matches a standard chimney look and characteristics of the neighborhood. We understand that the list of variances are many, but we believe that for each there is a minor relief sought, and we hope that the board takes into account that the design intent was done, taking into account to reduce or to eliminate as many variances as possible. Thank you for your time, and I hope to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the public? Are you the architect?
I'm working with the architect. Yes.
And they reviewed the code and thought that this many
Well,
variances was.
we originally had the designs to meet all the codes, and we were going back and forth with the owner, and they just kept growing it. And we suggested multiple times that we should keep it to a minimum. We went back and forth with Bill and Pam, and the owners felt that they at least wanted to try. If anything, we can go back and make some changes if that's what's needed.
So it's been pretty much a longstanding policy of the village, when you're starting out from scratch and you have
Okay.
a clear lot, to comply with all the codes.
Understood.
And it seems that that's that you have the alternative to build a functional home and meet all the setbacks. The other thing I noticed that there's a lot of mass when you look at the plans, and that has to change the character of the neighborhood, I believe.
Understood.
And it seems that the aggregate of all of those variances raises it to a substantial request.
Understood.
For the question, on the drawings that we have, there's a proposed pool equipment pad in the corner. What's the status of that in terms of the regulations? I didn't hear it
It's
referenced.
20-foot setback.
Right, but
So if you,
but that's not complying as well, right?
no, we're requesting a 5-foot setback.
That's in there.
15
Variance, but a 5-foot.
15-foot variance is being requested for the.
Correct.
So
And if you look at the area, if we would put it at 20 foot, it would just be in the middle of the yard. So that's the reason why we figured we request this.
I just underscored the comments Mr. O'Connell made, which is there's a long list of a substantial set of variances requested for a cleared site. Seems like a lot is being asked for, but
Well, one thing I want to mention, I'm sorry, is the existing house that was demoed doesn't meet any of the requirements. Well, some of the requirements, like it's 11'8" from the front of the house. So we're actually shifting back the house. It's actually closer to the side, so we made some changes to accommodate. But I understand your concern, of course.
But when you take down an existing house, you then have to comply with the requirements. Obviously, you can ask for all of these things, but
I just want to reiterate, do you mind if I interrupt for a
no,
second?
go ahead.
Yeah, there's like way too much stuff going on in this application, and I can't see this being approved at all.
Okay. I mean, I think if you guys allow us to come back and maybe, reduce them as many as we can.
question on, because you referred to the pre-existing home, which was on the property when it was acquired.
Yes,
When was the property acquired?
I believe 2 years ago.
And did the pre-existing property prior to demolition, what was its GFA?
It was 1,400. 1 second, it was 1,443 square foot times 2.
I'm sorry, I didn't get.
I'm sorry, 1,128 square feet.
It just
times 2.
seems like, I just want to agree with what my colleagues have pointed out, that there's a lot trying to be shoehorned in this application into a small site. I mean, it seems overly ambitious in terms of the amount of things being requested in relation to the character of the area and the regulations as they exist.
In a cleared lot.
Yeah, and you do have the ability to create a livable home on that lot and meet all the zoning.
Well, I mean, I do want to go down the list and see, which ones I really have to go back and change, or do they all have to change? Like I get some feedback.
We have to confirm, we'd have to deliberate over that, I think.
Because I think we can make, I mean, if the pool equipment needs to move 20 feet, it is what it is, or maybe 10 feet.
In my opinion, with it being you tore down a house, you're building a new lot, you need to comply. So that's my opinion of it. That's why. I don't know.
So there won't be any relief?
No, but there seems to be too much. It reads to me there's a design for a house that's being proposed that doesn't relate to the
Neighborhood or the code.
the regulations. So it's one thing if there's a house that is striving to comply with the regulations as they're drafted and then working to maybe identify 1 or 2 tweaks related to, say, to the elevator or to a marginal adjustment of but this is a wholesale across the board, I don't know, disregard for the code. And that's our job. Our job is to mitigate mild or special cases where there's a compelling grounds for relief. This doesn't seem to be one of those situations. This just seems to be a proposal that doesn't regard the zoning as it has existed and recently and not all that long ago been reaffirmed. So it's hard to imagine. It's not our job to design your house for you. It's your,
I won't go through and parse it out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Andy, how you feel?
I couldn't agree more. You're asking for too many things and it's just too big of an application on a cleared lot. And you want us to do the work and figure out what's going to be acceptable versus not. I kind of frankly find it a little insulting, but maybe I'm speaking out of line, but it just seems like a lot going on. So my advice to you is, start over or just
go back
just
to the
revisit
drawing
it.
board with
Build something that can.
No, I know, like I said, we originally met all the requirements and it was under the owner's suggestion that we try and do this. So he's aware that, that we have to go back to the drawing board and it is what it is. I just figured, we get some feedback from you guys into some of the things. I'm sorry if that offended you.
No, it's just the feedback is you're dealing with a cleared lot and, you should try to conform to the property that you have.
Understood.
Yeah.
Motion to
Do I have a
close.
motion to close?
So moved.
All in favor? Yeah, second.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Please, so.
We have at least one of our.
I don't think we have anything else.
I had one thing, Phil.
Okay.
I just wanted to make a comment that we've all received two memorandums from the planner of previous applications, one for 17 Turbell and one for 24 West End Road. And his letters here say how the applicants followed through with their applications, did everything to what Billy suggested. And I just want to say thank you to them as well as Billy for writing this and
Yeah, thank
showing
you
it.
for following through on that.
Thank you. That's extremely helpful in the context of looking at this stuff to then
Yeah.
see that things then do get done.
That's all I had.
All right.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Motion.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.